Liam's life is straight up tragic. Dude's been grinding at work like a mindless NPC for nearly a decade, barely seeing his family. His job is hell, his boss is a clown, and the only thing keeping him sane is his wife Mika and their daughter Kanami. When he finally drags himself home after another soul-crushing shift, Mika greets him and casually mentions that Kanami's been begging for a dog all day. Apparently, the kid saw a Shiba Inu at her friend's place and decided she needs one. Liam's wallet is already on life support, so he's not sure they can afford it. But then he takes one look at his sleeping daughter and thinks, screw it, if a dog makes her happy, I'll just work overtime and suffer more. Classic dad move. The next day, he takes Kanami to a pet store, and she lights up like she just won the lottery. Mika is genuinely shocked that Liam agreed to this, considering he's already drowning in responsibilities. But Liam? No, he doesn't care. As long as his wife and daughter are happy, he'll take whatever nonsense life throws at him. Except life isn't just throwing nonsense, it's about to dropkick him off a cliff. The next morning at work, Liam's boss starts screaming at him over a late report. Liam, being the responsible guy he is, tells him he actually sent it last Thursday, but guess what? Bossman was out partying like a frat boy and missed it. Instead of owning up, the guy somehow spins it back on Liam. This job is a never-ending circus, with coworkers who steal credit for his work while blaming him for their mistakes. But no matter how trash his day is, coming home to his family makes it bearable. At least, that's what he thought. While heading to work the next day, Liam gets a message from his buddy Nita about some new video game. Nita, being the gaming addict he is, asks if Liam can grab a copy for him. Liam laughs, shakes his head, and agrees. But when he pulls up his GPS to find the store, he gets lost, and that's when shit hits the fan. Across the street, he spots Mika, but she's not alone. She's on a date with some random dude. At first, Liam thinks his brain is malfunctioning. Mika literally told him she was taking Kanami to sports club today. So what the frick is she doing here? That night, he casually asks Mika about her day, just to test her. She lies straight to his face, saying she took Kanami to practice and nothing else. Liam almost calls her out, but in the end, he just plays along, hoping, praying, that maybe he's overthinking things. Spoiler, he's not. The next day, he wanders back to that same spot, hoping to prove himself wrong. Instead, he overhears Mika on the phone, talking to that guy. And to make it 10 times worse, she even brought Kanami along. Liam desperately tries to rationalize it. Maybe it's just a super close friend? Maybe he's Kanami's godfather or something? And then Kanami calls the guy dad. Liam's entire world shatters. He tries to convince himself there's an explanation. Surely Mika wouldn't betray him like this, right? Wrong. At work, his boss comes over to yell at him again, and Liam, barely holding himself together, explains that his computer's been acting up. For security reasons, he shuts it down instead of using standby mode. Bossman, being the walking L that he is, doesn't care and tells him to just stop taking breaks altogether. Then Mika calls. Kanami's been in an accident. Liam bolts to the hospital, heart racing. The second he arrives, he demands to know what's going on. Mika says Kanami's already in surgery. The doctor comes out and asks for a blood donor. Liam immediately volunteers, but then shit gets real. Liam says his blood type is AB positive. Mika says hers is O positive. The doctor takes one look and tells Mika to come with him because Liam's blood isn't compatible. That's when it hits him. If Mika is O and Liam is AB, Kanami can't be his daughter. It's biologically impossible. Liam's stomach drops. He turns to Mika, voice shaking, and asks if Kanami is really his. And instead of answering, Mika flips the entire situation around and starts gaslighting him like a pro. She screams about how she should be mad, how he was never there for them, how his job is pointless, how she's basically raised Kanami alone, completely ignoring the fact that Kanami isn't even his child. Then she drops the final nuke. She's taking Kanami and leaving. Liam is in shock, but Mika doesn't care. She grabs Kanami and walks out. He tries to stop her, begs Kanami not to leave, tells her how much he loves her. But Kanami, with zero hesitation, says she prefers her other dad. Liam's heart just straight up disintegrates. The next day, he drags himself to work, still broken, only to get hit with the final boss battle. His boss accuses him of embezzlement. Some sketchy 50 million yen transaction is traced back to his computer. Liam swears he didn't do it, but the evidence is airtight. Boom, he's fired. As if that wasn't bad enough, Mika files for divorce and sues him for child support, for a kid that isn't even his. To avoid jail over the fraud charges, Liam is forced to take a soul-crushing job as a construction worker, barely making enough to survive. The only thing keeping him going is Nita's texts about their favorite show. He almost replies, but stops himself. He's too ashamed. And then, because life just keeps beating him while he's down, he starts coughing up blood. Dude can't even afford a doctor, so he just lies in bed, waiting for the end. But just as everything fades to black, a strange light appears. In it, he sees the truth, His own boss was the one who embezzled the money. And the icing on the shit cake? That same boss was the guy Mika was cheating with all along. Liam loses it. Then, out of nowhere, a mysterious man shows up and drops a bombshell. He can give Liam a second chance in another world. At this point, Liam has nothing left to lose. If he gets a redo, he's not playing nice anymore. No more being a pushover. No more suffering for others. The man smiles, clearly enjoying Liam's newfound rage, and tells him he'll even throw him a bone. His next life will start as the son of a noble. Liam takes the deal without hesitation, and just like that, his soul is transported to a brand new world. So our boy Liam signs a deal with the celestial equivalent of a Reddit mod with too much power, and boom, his soul gets yeeted into space to become the overlord of iRobot's angrier cousins, and basically the final boss of galactic bullying. Next thing he knows, Liam wakes up like it's a bootleg iSky starter pack. He's now a toddler passed out on the roof of some haunted Victorian Christmas tree mansion. Turns out, this is Planet Hydra. 10 out of 10 name for a villain lair, and Daddy Dearest is Count Banfield, a man whose parenting style screams, remote worker from another galaxy. His house is straight out of Pinterest, Forest Core Apocalypse Edition, and as soon as he steps inside, boom, jump scare mom. She poofs him into a different room with mom-tier teleportation magic and drops a birthday bomb on him. It's his 5th birthday, and she got him a gift. Inside the giant gift box, a tiny dongle that screams, "Congratulations, you now own a waifu." Liam, still mentally buffering, presses a button like every tech-illiterate dad trying to set up a TV, and suddenly he's in a full-blown made customization screen. Yup, gotcha game rules. Pick a model, tweak the looks. Oh, and by the way, Mom casually drops that he needs to select the maid's private bits. Excuse me, what? She says it with the same energy as someone asking if you want whipped cream on your frappuccino. No notes, just cursed. Dad strolls in like a DLC character and drops a bigger bomb. Happy birthday. You're the new CEO of our planet. Also, we're retiring to Space Bali. Don't forget to send us money. Then he hits Liam with the Uno reverse and signs the mansion over to his literal toddler son. But wait, it gets better. His parents sprint out of there like they just pulled off the biggest scam of the century. Liam's now got clout, coins, allegedly, and the keys to the Space Kingdom. But deep down, he's just standing there like a confused sim, realizing he got played harder than a mobile game ad. Still, he's an adult inside a fun-sized body and doesn't need parental DLC. Meanwhile, the sky god who started all this is sitting in his divine Netflix lounge, sipping chaos-flavored boba and giggling like a villainous Twitch streamer. He reveals that Liam's first life got speedrun into misery because he sabotaged it for content. Yep, he gaslit Liam, manipulated his wife Mika, and ruined his job just for the LOLs. But wait, plot twist speedrun. With a single finger snap like some cosmic Thanos knockoff, the deity sends Liam's ex-boss to jail for fiscal clownery, making Mika lose her golden ATM. Karma's coming in hot and spicy, and the god is loving the drama. He survives off negative vibes like he's on a sole gluten-free misery diet. Right before piecing out of this dimension, a suspiciously divine cat sneaks through the portal like it's about to be important later. Spoiler. It is. Back in Liam's new universe, a space war breaks out because some cue ball cosplaying Captain Jack Sparrow wanted to flex his mecha army. Just as the enemy starts winning, in flies Christiana, the sword-swinging, armor-dripping princess knight of Don't Mess With Meville. She slices through mechs like she's julienne and carrots. The pirates immediately regret everything. Christiana's not done till she hits max combo count and emotionally traumatizes an entire fleet. Cut back to Liam. His robo-maid finally arrives in a creepy Barbie box. With a single touch, she transforms into a generic anime housekeeper named Amagi. First thing our boy does, inspects her like he's on a suspicious episode of How It's Made, triggering the Chamberlain's anxiety to DEFCON 2. Nothing weird happens, but the vibes? Immaculately concerning. That night, Liam runs a full maid test suite. Tea? Check. Massage? Check. Bubble bath? Sir, we are fine, but okay. The Chamberlain is now on full babysitter mode, watching Liam like he's gonna commit war crimes via spa day. Liam explains he's 36 mentally. Amagi corrects him. People here don't hit legal adult status until age 50, and true adulthood is more like 100. Humans live half a millennium here. Basically, everyone's a slow-cooked grandpa. Then, Amagi drops the galaxy's biggest red flag. The Empire hates AI. Like, full-on anti-robot racism. Liam's like, but what about the 3 laws of robotics? And the Chamberlain hits him with the blank stare of a man who's never seen a sci-fi movie in his life. Turns out, humans got wrecked by AI way back. A few meat-sack heroes saved the day and started the Empire, which is now very anti-anything with Wi-Fi. So why did Liam's mom hand him a ticking robo-waifu? Drumroll, because she dipped. She and Dad ran away from a mountain of generational debt and slapped it all on their toddler like a cosmic Uno draw 4. The Chamberlain delivers the Lord Dump. Liam's great-grandpa was a legend, but the rest of the family tree is just downward spiral speedruns. Now Liam owns a kingdom, a maid, and a heaping pile of economic ruin. Meanwhile, in a space tavern, people are already gossiping about their new child overlord. Bartender Lady is optimistic. The rest? Think Liam's reign will be just another episode in the Nobles Be Nobling saga. Liam, sitting in his debt-laced throne, has a realization. He was probably born just so his parents could legally dump the family bankruptcy on him. Feels bad, but hey, he and Amagi are both rejects now, so he proposes a team-up. She gently reminds him she's more maid, Yexi, than co-ruler, but she'll follow commands like a good little subroutine. So Liam, channeling his inner Asimov fanboy, writes his own laws of maidodics. 1. Don't kill me, please. Do what I say unless rule number 1 says otherwise. Don't die, unless doing so breaks rules number 1 or number 2. With ground rules set, he asks Amagi for a cheat code to ruling a dying planet. She's like, easy, just hop in the education capsule and download a decade of knowledge in 6 months like it's a shady brain-boosting NFT. Oh, and it also makes you jacked. Liam signs up instantly. Amagi gets the territory management job while he goes into cryosleep. The Chamberlain tries to protest, but gets comboed into silence by Amagi's logic and Liam's commitment to skipping tutorial mode. Right before sleep mode activates, Liam asks if AI like Amagi feel emotions. She answers yes, because anime logic. With a nod, he steps into the pod and prepares to come out 6 months later, smarter, buffer, and ready to become the galaxy's most petty evil overlord. So there's this interdimensional emotional vampire, let's call him Diet Evil God, who gets his kicks slurping up people's emotional breakdowns like it's boba tea. After getting bored tormenting Liam, his wife, and her side piece, he eats himself back to Earth to find his next emotional snack. He stumbles upon a girl about to chow down on her life-changing bowl of noodles. But plot twist, her chopsticks snap unevenly. And boom, cue cursed chopsticks lore. In Japan, that's like shaking hands with the Grim Reaper. Turns out it wasn't a coincidence. Cosmic Troll is sitting in the void absolutely vibing to the negative energy spike she's emitting from that minor inconvenience. Meanwhile, back in Space Prince Land, Liam's maidbot Amagi is chilling next to his sleep pod like she's waiting for Windows Update to finish. After a 2-year nap, Liam finally boots up and finds out his body got a glow up while he was AFK thanks to some auto-training bedtime tech. Liam's all confused since it felt like a power nap, but now he's stacked and needs to get used to the upgrade. Amagi suggests physical therapy so he doesn't trip over his own swole legs. After sinking his brain to his biceps, he checks in on his space real estate, aka Banfield, and finds out Amagi's been running things better than most politicians with an AI-powered spreadsheet addiction. She gives him the tour, and Liam is gobsmacked. There's a whole dang spaceport now, and she even built a floating fortress for mechas and spaceships. He gets all giddy like a kid in a Gundam store and hops in a mech. Amagi hands him the starter pack, and the controls are so easy it's practically move with vibes. Whatever he imagines, the robot just does it. Liam starts strutting around in his mecha like it's a fashion runway, but then gets bored faster than a TikTok scroll and demands a fight. Amagi's like, bet, throws a sword at him, and summons a buff military dude, Meseta, to throw hands. Liam swings like a cracked-out Beyblade and sends Meseta flying. But plot twist, Meseta's just humoring him. Liam catches on, gets offended, and throws the take me seriously or catch these consequences card. Meseta stops holding back and smacks Liam with a reality check so hard he drops his sword in ego. Liam realizes being a strong space lord actually requires, like, skills. So he asks for a real teacher. The staff's like, bruh, you don't need to fight, you're rich. But Liam's done being baby mode and wants to go full edgelord. So he hires a man with a sword and anime backstory energy, Yasushi. Liam wants to become the ultimate sword chat. Yasushi, dripping in mysterious scammer energy, drops a deep-sounding but completely useless monologue about how no one's ever the best. Amagi's red flags are flying like carnival banners, but Liam's too hyped to care. Yasushi then flexes a move he calls Way of the Flash, which basically looks like nothing but logs just fall apart dramatically. Liam thinks he witnessed peak anime, but the playback reveals, man didn't even swing. Liam, too blinded by hope to notice the scam, gets inspired to train harder. He has no clue that Yasushi is basically a fancy con artist with zero sword skill and a PhD in gaslighting. The emo god watches all of this from his comfy dark dimension, sipping on schadenfreude. He might have even been the one who sent this dollar store samurai in the first place. Elsewhere, Princess Christiana is out here trying to negotiate peace with the pirate gang. She pulls up with her fleet, only to get Uno reversed. Turns out the pirate boss, used her absence to invade her home planet, with help from her own supposed allies who sold her out for pocket change. Now her entire alliance is pointing the business end of their ships at her, and the betrayal speedrun is complete. 3 years of scam school later, Liam's still basic tier in martial arts and still hasn't unlocked the flashy sword move because, spoiler, it doesn't exist. Back at Scam Dojo, Yasushi brags to himself about how easy it is to keep draining Liam's wallet. Liam, clueless as ever, asks for the Way of the Flash technique again and immediately gets kicked out for daring to want more than the basics. He begs to stay and Yasushi, not wanting to lose his golden goose, puts on the mysterious master act and takes him back. Once Liam leaves, Yasushi drops the act like a bad TikTok filter and admits he has zero clue what that flashy move even is. Then Liam runs it back again, this time just to hand over more cash as an apology. Yasushi takes it with a grin so wide it probably cracked the timeline. Liam's barely out the door before showing up again to say he's skipping class tomorrow. Yasushi, high off free money, does not care. Back in his space palace, Liam lounges like a moody idol and hears from Amagi that things are economically mid but stable. He praises her like a lazy group project leader, but suddenly flips into CEO mode when the welfare report flops harder than a mobile game launch. He wants answers, and soon enough, the suspect walks in, some budget boss baby with the face of a tax audit. Liam starts grilling him. The dude tries to wriggle out by saying you're too young to get it, but Liam ain't buying it. The dude keeps spewing corporate babble like it's gonna make the fraud disappear, and Liam's over it. When the suspect starts talking about how everyone does shady stuff for business, Liam just walks over, sword in hand, no words, all vibes, and deletes him from the payroll and existence. Liam rants over the corpse about how no one touches his people or his cash unless it's him. Amagi, who's probably seen worse in her browser history, cools him off. Liam tells her to root out every shady official, but she's like, yeah, that's a bureaucratic grenade. Let's just make more me. She suggests creating 30 robot assistants to govern the system better, and Liam's like, slay. Let's do it. He doesn't care about opinions. If it works, it works. That same night, Twitter, or whatever their space version is, blows up with news about Liam going full Judge Dredd on a corrupt noble. He also plans to double compulsory education years, triggering mass school construction. People start realizing this 10-year-old might be the real deal. Meanwhile, Liam tries to pilot a megamech like he's ready to drop into a sci-fi boss fight, only for his scam master to show up and throw philosophical shade. Yasushi tells him real power isn't using what everyone else can use. The base captain spills the lore. Liam's great-grandpa used to pilot one of those old-school mechs. Liam is instantly obsessed and decides to follow in Grandpa Gigachat's footstep. Brian rolls up like, yo, what you doing? And Liam's just over there cooking up his Yasushi cosplay arc, trying to recreate some forbidden jutsu he saw once and decided this is my entire personality now, no matter how long it takes. He's in his training montage phase. Brian thinks the move is 100% fake news, but convincing Liam otherwise? That's like arguing with a brick that is dreams. It ain't gonna happen. So he just lets the boy cook. Meanwhile, Amagi pulls up to the loading dock like she's DoorDash delivering Liam's weird little science project. She's 95% sure Yasushi is built out of lies and expired coupons. But since Liam's dead set on using this mech from the junkyard dimension, she's gonna help however she can. One problem, she's built different literally and not built to be a mechanic. So now they need someone with actual brain cells in that field. Next day, Liam and Amagi head to the port to find Nias. And the moment this woman sees Amagi, her neurons start breakdancing. Liam figures she's gonna be freaked by a walking Alexa with emotions, but plot twist, Nias is overjoyed. Turns out she's got a PhD in android appreciation, and this one's a 10/10 ultra-rare model. She's drooling over Amagi like a collector finding a holographic Charizard. Liam once did the same, but now that someone else is doing it in 4K, he's suddenly aware of how weird it looks. He tells Nias to chill before she starts scanning serial numbers. Then he takes her to the hangar and asks if she can fix the rust bucket mech he found in the tech equivalent of a Goodwill bin. Nias takes one look and is like, bro, this thing is ancient. You'd be better off with a new model from Costco. But Liam ain't budging. He's emotionally attached now. She warns him that restoring it will cost monopoly money levels of cash since parts don't even exist anymore. Liam just shrugs and throws his credit card at the problem. Nias hears those magic words and mentally starts calculating how rich she's about to get. But wait, there's more. Liam says he wants a finisher move. Nias has no idea what that means, so Liam explains it's like a cool anime super move where you explode someone with style. Like, rocket punch. Just then, Yasushi wanders in, sees Nias, and his brain hits the Windows error screen. Man's down bad. He tries to act normal, fails miserably. Neos is too busy dragging Rocket Punch as a dumb idea. She says it's a logistical nightmare. Thrusters, weight, self-mutilation. Pick your L. But Liam is like, shoo, Rocket Punch is cool, and demands it anyway. Neos agrees because money. Yasushi? Devastated. This random gremlin Liam just yoinked Neos' attention like it was pocket change. Yasushi copes by unleashing Dark Souls level training on Liam. Dude has to balance on a floating stick in the lake while being pelted by tennis balls. Blindfolded, Yasushi claims it's gonna unlock the mind's eye. It's really just a hate crime in disguise. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, evil gremlin Goes has commandeered Christiana's ship and is being a full-on Saturday morning cartoon villain. He's not just kidnapping people, he's flexing about it. Christiana demands answers. Goes casually says he's taking her to his treasure planet. And no, not the Disney one. She thinks it's some kind of EW vault. But oh no, it's worse. He drags her into his lab of horrors where she sees one of her crewmates turned into a cursed science project that looks like a biology class failure. Goes tells the scientist to start treating Christiana like his new pet project. And yes, he wants to implant her eyeball into his own hand, so she can watch herself become a DIY horror experiment. This man is the final boss of therapy. Back on planet Liam, things are weirdly chill. The economy's booming, townsfolk are vibing, and no one suspects their leader just spent the national budget on vintage robot cosplay. But Liam's happy, because his mech is finally fixed. Neos is proud. The thing hums to life, scans Liam like, you're my dad now, and locks out everyone else. Liam grabs the controls, mech goes, nope, and faceplants instantly. Turns out, it has zero autopilot. Like, none. Liam has to walk it like a baby giraffe on ice. But he's trained for this. He pulls it back upright, starts slowly marching like it's his mech's first day of kindergarten, and surprisingly, he's killing it. Neos is shook. Liam is operating this thing like a natural. She tells him imagination is key. The more powerful his mental image, the sharper the mech reacts. Liam starts visualizing epic anime poses, but unfortunately, his brain zips over to Neos' chest, and that's all it takes. The mech starts acting out those thoughts in front of everyone. Yasushi is ready to explode. Brian's like, at least it's a woman this time. Liam is screaming internally, trying to salvage his rep before Neos slaps a lawsuit on him. But it's too late. The mech is now doing pelvic thrusts like it's performing in Vegas. Yasushi rage quits the situation by sniping Liam with tennis balls again, petty as ever. After recovering from mech-induced shame, Liam goes back to training with his dollar store lightsaber. He's trying to slice a wooden post from a distance like some Jedi Master, but it's not working. He starts doubting his sword's skill arc. Amagi rolls up, says, you're not trash, your teacher is. Liam, somehow, hears this as trust Yasushi harder. Because of course. Then it hits him. Wait a sec. This world has magic. So he starts training his magic sword beam attack combo for months. Eventually, he calls Yasushi out for a check-in, tells him he's cracked the code. Yasushi expects another fail, but Liam straight up Kamehamehas the post in half. Yasushi barely holds in his existential dread and is like, wow, good job. Still mid though. Inside, he's panicking. The scam he's been running for years just got 360 no-scoped by a tryhard with dreams. Cut to a little later. Liam hears that one of his resource planets is being bullied by space pirates. It's the only one he still owns because the Empire didn't even want it. Too ugly, too crusty. But Amagi made some factories there for passive income. Pirates are wrecking those now, and the defenders are about to fold like origami. Liam asks for a plan. Amagi goes full strategist and suggests a surprise butt kick from orbit. Liam's sold. Orders the boys to hold space while he does the anime protagonist thing solo. Brian's like, please no. Liam's like, yes. They launch his mech from a giant space cannon straight at the planet like it's a Fortnite emote. Midair, Liam slices a pirate mid-flight, casually. Two more sneak up behind. He slashes them down without looking. All those tennis ball dodge drills finally paid off. Lasers start flying. Liam's like, LOL no, and switches to gun mode. Beam rifle time. He's blasting dudes left and right. Pirates try to Zerg rush him. Bad move. They line up like bowling pins. Liam unsheathes his sword and drops an entire mana tsunami. Everyone's still breathing? They nope out instantly. But Liam's not done. He wants to flex one more time. He yells, rocket punch, expecting his mech arm to fly. Instead, a whole missile launches. Explosion. End of pirate dreams. He's mad though. That wasn't the aesthetic he wanted. Amagi pings in, apologizes for letting some pirates escape. She wiped out a big chunk, captured some ships, upgraded Liam's army. All in all, pretty successful. Liam's like, you're the GOAT. Check out these videos on screen and subscribe for more.